Okay, so today I'm talking about the difference between electric vehicles and your regular everyday car, like your gas engines, be it diesel or gasoline. When it comes to electric vehicles, they're almost like a massive remote control car if you've ever had one. Like you throw some batteries in it, it drives around, it eventually dies on its own. You have to replace it. That's kind of the same concept with an electric vehicle, but they're oh man. Well, when but when it comes to electric vehicles, again, like I just said, they're remote control cars, but they're a lot safer for the environment compared to a combustion vehicle, and they don't make any emissions whatsoever, and they're a lot less noisy. And sometimes, oh man, I lost my spot. Oh. Electric vehicles bring a new challenge, though, apart from, like, even though they're a lot safer for the environment, and they don't make any noise whatsoever, they bring a challenge, which is making sure that you try to plan ahead if you're gonna use them for long distance driving, because it's hard to, or well, since they're electric, there are not many, like, I guess, electric gas stations for them, so sometimes it's might bring in a lot of excess stress due to having a plan beforehand, since not a lot of automotive manufacturers are making that move or that push towards electric vehicles. And that
You're halfway done. Scroll up on the big screen and just finish it up.
Take your time, man, you got this. Thank you. Oh man, I'm stumbling over myself. But electric cars are a lot cheaper to maintain than a gas car, because since they're electric, they have a lot less moving parts, and you don't have a lot more dependent or engine dependent fluids or parts like belts or kind of that stuff. But they're when it comes to recharging the electric vehicle, they've been proven to be significantly cheaper than a gas car, mostly because gas prices are skyrocketed right now. But on the other hand, fossil fuel combustion vehicles such as gasoline and diesel engines have a higher travel capacity and a much more open travel path due to gas stations being practically everywhere. You can go over there, you can look up, down. Which is kind of the complete opposite of an electric vehicle. But consequently, more parts require more maintenance. And with those parts, you have to make sure that the parts are operating correctly with the right fluids, like antifreeze oil, etc., etc. And as Jamie LaRue states in their article, which is cheaper to own, an EV or an internal combustion car, which is like your regular car. The consensus was an EV, as factoring in tax credits at the time of purchase of a new EV and lower maintenance costs because EVs have fewer parts and don't need regular care, such as oil changes or antifreeze. Many EV owners also say that there is time savings not waiting in service lounges for routine vehicles. But again, gas cars are more expensive to maintain and refuel since gas costs are through the roof. But there is somewhat of a middle ground. Pretty sure everybody's heard of a hybrid vehicle. It's a mix of an electric and a combustion car. And when it comes to that, for most of it, the hybrids use batteries to run most of the vehicle. And when that battery runs out of power, the engine kicks in and it recharges the battery and makes the car go at the same time. But again, it's all up to what people want to buy, whether it be electric hybrid or gas cars. Electric vehicles are safer for the environment. Hybrids are somewhat in between. They do make emissions, but not as much as a gas car. But gas cars can go a lot further on one gas tank, and it's not so stressful to refuel them. Well, I guess I'll end on this, but even it's kind of a weird scale. It's like on one end you have like safer for the environment, but the other hand you have a lot less like it's a lot more dangerous for the environment, but it's also like one can't go as far out, and the other one can go a lot further. And even with the middle ground, it's not that great. Their hybrids are some kind of iffy sometimes, but lost my spot. But the more complicated the car is, combustion engines are a lot more complicated than battery cars, and the prices of each kind of vary in difference. And hybrids, I'd say, I couldn't find any research on hybrids, because it was mostly just electric versus gas, but if I had to guess, it would most likely be that hybrids are somewhere in between in terms of price. Just because when the battery's working, like the combustion engine shut off, and you wouldn't have to refuel it for a lot longer.